Three men accused of killing a pregnant woman are now in jail. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Kelly Rippin.
And I'm Stephen Albritton. The 2023 shooting in Coleraine Township left India Kinnemore and her unborn baby dead. WLWT News 5's Danielle Dindak is here with the emotional day in court as two suspects face the judge. Danielle.
India's mother spoke, and it was very powerful. And here's how we got to this point. On March 4th, 2023, Coleraine Township officers responded to Hidden Meadows Drive and found 26-year-old Kinnemore shot and killed. She was pregnant. And today in court, we learned she died on the day she was set to be induced. Yesterday, police charged 20-year-old Robert Irving, 30-year-old Kayvon Warren, and 22-year-old Lamar Morris Suggs, all with 2 counts of murder each. Irving and Warren went in front of a judge today. Prosecutors say all 3 men conspired to kill Kinnemore and her unborn child. The victim's mother, Terry Gilmore, spoke in court. She revealed her daughter was in a relationship with Warren and pregnant with his child.
I would like to ask for either a high bond or no bond. They were in a relationship. He killed his own son or plotted to kill his own son. He's been out for 2 years while this investigation is going on, while my daughter and his grandson are resting in a grave. I don't think he should see the light of day until this case is solved. That's what I would ask of this court.
Warren and Irving are held on a $600,000 bond. The third man, Suggs, was already in prison on an unrelated weapons charge. Danielle Dindak, WLWT News 5.
Heartbreaking.
She had already picked out his name. She had bought the onesies. She had painted the nursery. She had posted the photos, glowing, full-bellied, counting down the days. India Kenmore was hours away from meeting her son. She never got the chance. And the man who took that from her? He was standing right beside her mother at the funeral, wiping tears, accepting condolences, posting tributes. For 2.5 years. India Kenmore was born on May 12th, 1996, in Cincinnati, Ohio. Everyone who knew her describes the same thing, a woman who lit up a room. Not in a showy way, just warmth, the kind of person you feel safe around. She was close with her family. Her mother, Terry Kenmore, wasn't just a parent to India. They were best friends. Her siblings felt the same way. She was the one who called to check in, the one who showed up. In April 2016, when India was just 19 years old, she became a mother for the first time. Her son Zai was born, and India was scared. She admitted that herself. She thought she was supposed to finish school first, get married, build stability. But she also said, God had other plans, and she accepted motherhood with everything she had. Every decision she made after that day centered around that boy. Friends watched her balance work, responsibilities, and love, and never once let her son feel anything less than completely loved. Outside of motherhood, India loved life. She cooked. She went out with her girls. She documented her days on social media. Funny videos, real moments, nothing filtered. She wanted people to see her as she was. In 2022, India found out she was pregnant again. The father's name was Kayvon Warren. On paper, Kayvon looked like a solid choice. He was 28 years old at the time of the murder, 30 by the time charges were filed. He worked at Bosch Automotive. Steady, good-paying work. He ran side hustles, sip and paint events for adults and children. He was already a father to 2 kids from a previous relationship, and by all accounts, he was present for them. Showing up to birthdays, celebrating milestones. He often spoke about the women who raised him, his mother, his grandmother, with real respect. He seemed like a man who understood what family meant. When India shared the news of her pregnancy, she was uncertain at first. She posted in August 2022 that she never expected to have another child so soon. But as the months passed, she leaned in. She documented everything, the cravings, the discomfort, the joy. She had already named him, Kyron. Kevon, according to reports, was not feeling the same way. Sources close to the investigation say he had made remarks about getting a vasectomy as quickly as possible. According to prosecutors, he was allegedly dealing with mounting financial pressure. His home was reportedly facing foreclosure. He was allegedly trying to rekindle a relationship with an ex-girlfriend. And a new baby, he believed, would destroy any chance of that. He allegedly pressured India to end the pregnancy. She refused. Kyron was coming. She had made peace with that. She was excited about that. The nursery was ready. But Kevon had already started making other plans. Investigators would later uncover a WhatsApp group chat involving 3 men. Kevon Warren, his nephew Robert Irving, just 20 years old, and their associate Lamar Morris Suggs, 22 years old. The messages had been deleted, but digital forensics recovered what they thought was gone. The chat contained details of a plan. They discussed making it look like a robbery. They discussed timing. It had to happen soon because India was due to be induced in the early hours of March 4th, 2023. The window was closing, and then investigators found something that removed all doubt. Documentation from Bosch Automotive showed that Kevon Warren had submitted a bereavement leave request before India Kenmore was killed, before she even knew anything was wrong, while she was still posting about her baby shower, while she was still counting down the days. Kevon had already arranged time off to grieve her. He had planned this so meticulously that he scheduled his grief in advance. India had arranged for someone to watch her son, Zai. Everything was set for the hospital. She was scheduled to be induced that morning. That night, she went to sleep in her apartment on Hidden Meadows Drive. At approximately 4:39 in the morning, neighbors heard disturbing sounds. Z, India's young son, hid under his covers, and then he called his grandmother. He told Terry, "Netta, come. Somebody shot my mummy, and somebody broke in her house. I'm scared. I'm so scared. My mummy's screaming." Terry Kenmore drove to that apartment as fast as she could. When she arrived, police were already there. The apartment had been staged to look like a burglary. Drawers open, items scattered. The picture of a home that had been turned upside down by strangers. But investigators noticed something off immediately. Details that didn't add up. A scene that felt constructed rather than chaotic. Paramedics did everything they could. India Kenmore was pronounced dead at the scene. Her son, Kyron, days away from his first breath, never took one, and Kevon Warren was already there, playing the grieving boyfriend. Shocked, heartbroken, confused. Nobody suspected him. Why would they? He was the father of her baby. 2 weeks after the murder, Kevon attended India's funeral. He stood beside Terry Kenmore. He wept. He comforted her. He posted, "Baby, I'm hurting bad off this one. I love y'all." Friends sent heart emojis. People told him to stay strong. He went back to work at Bosch. He spent time with his other children. In May 2023, he updated his cover photo to the maternity shoot, like he was holding on to that memory. In February 2024, just under a year after the murder, he posted a photo of India with the caption, "My Valentine forever." People flooded the comments with prayers. Every tear, every post, every word of comfort. A performance designed to buy time. Meanwhile, India's mother, Terry, had taken in her grandson, Zai. She was raising the boy whose mother had been murdered, and she never stopped pushing for answers. Interview-style insert of Terry Kenmore's spoken words, recreated from public court statements. Terry would later say, "I never gave up. There were a lot of people who thought this case would never be solved. I had faith in God. I know God can do anything. Lamar Morris Suggs had been in state prison since 2023 on unrelated charges. But the weight of what he had been part of was building. In August 2025, Lamar made a decision. He talked. He gave investigators the WhatsApp chat logs, screenshots showing exactly how the plan had been formed, who said what, and when. He told them everything, how Kayvon had recruited him and Robert, how they had waited in the neighborhood for hours, how Kayvon gave the signal and had left the front door unlocked. Combined with the bereavement leave documentation and the recovered digital messages, prosecutors now had what they needed. On August 21st, 2025, 2 years, 5 months, and 17 days after India and Kyron were murdered, Kayvon Warren and Robert Irving were arrested. Lamar Morris Suggs was already incarcerated, but faced new charges. All three were charged with 2 counts of murder each. Section 8. The courtroom. Courtroom footage or news report recreations. Serious tone. On August 22nd, 2025, Kayvon Warren and Robert Irving appeared before a judge. The courtroom was packed. Terry Kenmore stood to speak. She addressed the court directly, asking for no bond or a bond high enough that Kayvon could not walk free again. She said, "He killed his own son, or plotted to kill his own son. He's been out for 2 years while this investigation was going on, while my daughter and his grandson are resting in a grave. I don't think he should see the light of day until this case is solved." The judge set bond at $300,000 each for Warren and Irving, a combined total of $600,000. Kayvon's defense attorney argued his client had held a full-time job, had no prior criminal record, and had not fled the city despite knowing he was under investigation. The bond amount stood. On August 28, 2025, Hamilton County prosecutors formally announced 13 counts in total against the 3 men. The case that once went cold had now come fully to life. India Kenmore had written, during her pregnancy, "I'll carry you every second of your life and love you every second of mine." It was a promise to Kyron, a promise she never got the chance to keep. Terry Kenmore now tends to 2 graves at Spring Grove Cemetery, her daughter and the grandson she never held. She says it used to be too painful to visit. Now she says it feels a little lighter, because now, when she sits with them, she can tell them, the people who did this have been caught. India deserved to meet her son. She deserved to watch both her boys grow up. She deserved the life she was building. Every post, every maternity photo, every plan for matching outfits. She deserved all of it. Her son Zai carries her memory. Her mother carries her love. And this channel carries her name, so that India Kenmore is never just a statistic. If you made it to the end of this episode, thank you for sitting with India's story. These are not just cases. These are real people, real families, real grief. If this episode gave you something, a warning sign to recognize, a name to remember, a reason to hold your people closer, then it did what it was supposed to do. Like this video, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't. Every view is a reason India's story keeps getting told. I'll see you in the next episode of The Exhibit Files.